A bleak landscape, a barren desert devoid of life, the bones of human civilization bleaching under an unforgiving sun. A solitary, half-naked man defies the harsh rays. He looks ravaged by the elements and has several days' growth of beard. He mutters to himself and appears deranged, driven half-mad by thirst and hunger and something else. The man suddenly holds aloft what appears to be the skull of a cow and proceeds with a soliloquy reminiscent of William Shatner doing a really bad rendition of Hamlet.
Blood, sweat, pain. I throw myself against the anvil of the earth, born in blood, bathed in sweat, cleansed through pain. Will I shatter before I strengthen?
The man places the skull upon the rock and wipes a bead of sweat off his forehead and rests his weary body upon the burning sand. He seems now morose, self-pitying, even sad.
Does it even matter? Already the harsh desert wind says I have never been here. Throughout the ages, man has pondered man's inhumanity to man. But what do I care? Here I lay naked upon the scorched earth, with grains of sand in the crack of my ass. It's like a really bad day at the beach, but without the beer. The man tips the beer bottle, and sand comes out. Just me, naked with a boot that's not even my size. The hot noonday sun sizzling the parched remains of my wearied body.
The ever so distant drumming of drums drifts upon the desert breeze. The man leaps to his feet. He appears full of energy. He pathetically starts to lecture a nearby cactus on the decline of Western civilization.
Have you ever noticed how history so often ends with naked men in the desert? Alexander the Great died stark raving mad at the age of 30 in the desert. And General George A. Custer was found after Little Bighorn naked, except for one sock, one boot, and an arrow through his pass. Maybe it's only the men who seek to change the flow of destiny that end up naked in the desert. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start at the beginning.
The man starts pacing back and forth between the cactus and the cow skull, telling his tale of woe with a Saturday matinee tone. Better grab your popcorn.
This story starts, as so many do, with the protagonist. That's me, in dire straits. Okay, so it wasn't a national emergency. The fate of the kingdom didn't hang on my blade, and the fabric of time and space was still intact. But a man's troubles are his own, however petty they may be. And my trouble was that I was broke again. Or was it still? Now, I'm not a materialistic person. At least I don't think so. On my wages, I really had no choice. Alas, it seems I have spent all my life bound by the hands of cruel fate. It was time to more than just get by.
The drums sound closer, louder, and faster.
My lack of material success has not been through a lack of trying. I've always been a natural entrepreneur. I remember my very first enterprise, such a classic. A variation of the sidewalk lemonade stand, but the sweet catch was, the stock wasn't mine. It was the weekend of our annual family reunion. I started off selling iced tea and lemonade for 25 cents a cup. Hey, it was all profit, no overhead. Sales were strong, but if you aren't expanding, you're a footnote in history. I decided to add beer to my inventory, until the little old lady across the street called the cops. Hey, how was I to know what a liquor license was? But I did add to my vocabulary with juvenile delinquent and culpable deniability.
The man faces the audience and delivers a stand-up comedy monologue as though he's doing a gig for a late-night TV talk show.
Licenses. Have you ever stopped to think why a dog needs a license? I mean, when is the last time you saw a dog drive? Americans will do almost anything for the family hound. We tend to be sentimental about our dogs. And why not? Dogs really are man's best friend. I'm reminded of a Native American myth. Or maybe it's just the peyote talking.
The man sits on a rock and takes a storytelling stance. Imagine a roaring campfire, toasting marshmallows and scorpions, and your shoes.
In the beginning, the Great Spirit created man and the beasts. But man was different. He walked on 2 feet, used tools and fire, created language, and learned to brew beer. I must separate mankind from the animals, boomed the Creator. He's different from the beasts, and if I don't do something, he's gonna screw everything up. And so he caused a great rift to open between man and the animals of the world. The beasts watched in wild-eyed wonder and relief. But the dog leaped the chasm before his master, and the free lunch disappeared. Hey, it sure beats cold nights and an empty stomach.